Beautiful.
But MetaMask, I have a different account with MetaMask. That's where I bought my XRP and my BNB.
I got you, Sister
So,
Cafunia. Y'all clap it up for Sister Cafunia because Sister Cafunia, she gonna raise the frequency tonight. She brought her singing bowls and whatnot. So it's imperative that we always raise the frequencies up. Many of us are coming out of war zones, and we want to always enter into places of rest havens of higher frequencies.
mm-hmm.
You know, wherever we converge and gather. Her birthday was the other day. And her boy their birthday. Clap it up for her birthday, man. This is a birthday gal. You know what I'm saying? Funya turned 36. What happened? Wait. We got cake.
Yeah, we got cake.
Slices, Cafunia.
Oh, everybody's
Respectfully,
gonna get.
I need 3 slices.
Everybody's gonna get.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I mean.
So we're gonna be making a lot of announcements tonight because there's a lot of stuff going on. Respectfully, we got poetry from Blue Pillar. Clap it up. Yeah. The God Body. I don't know if y'all are familiar with P. Morpheus with this man's pen game, but he's one of the coldest to ever grace the planet. You know what I'm talking about? We got merchants in the building. I don't call them vendors anymore. I call them merchants because in order to do business, you need a merchant account. These are not vendors. After 3 events, you're more than a vendor. You graduate to being a small business, and then you graduate to being a merchant. You know what I mean? So we got to start seeing our people differently. That's why we treat each other like vendors and like we the help and everything, when we're literally looking at the Macy's and the Sears of the future and whatnot. I promise you, in 30 years, some of these establishments are going to be household names. Like imagine when Nicholas becomes a franchise.
Woo! Yeah.
Right? And they got the Monique mascot somewhere in like Jersey and shit. You know what I'm saying? Running through her and Chris, you know what I mean? The mascot swinging the chalice and all of that.
Right.
You know? They got Cafunia on the screen, like Golden Crust. And let me take your order. You know. Definitely. So she's gonna come and raise up the frequency. As a matter of fact, let her go ahead and do that now. I want y'all to get, how many people are hungry by show of hands? It's a Monday night, you know what I'm talking about? After a long day. Alright, not enough hands went up. I'm gonna get y'all hungry. Now, how about that? The goal is to get y'all hungry because we got some of the best food in Brooklyn in the MFN building. Y'all got food and then y'all got cake. Y'all got food for thought, real food, alive, like living food. I don't know what they cook this with, but I promise you, the shit makes your cells do backflips. You know what I'm talking about? Vegan comfort food. And then we got some food that'll put you right to sleep when you get home, so this information can do what it needs to do. But tonight's conversation is about empowerment. My first big announcement is that me and my twin brother are going to be at the Invest Fest this Friday. Clap it up. August the 22nd. We're both going to have different setups. That's even going to make it more powerful and whatnot. He's going to have his big booth. I'm going to have my big booth. I'm actually in the Blue Zone section. The top booths. Yes, I got to say shit like that. Clap it up. I got to talk my shit. Yes, I made it, niggas. I did. Yes. Yes. They had me in the back. They're the food vendors when I first started out. Next to the damn janitor. I had to listen to these EYL dudes boast and brag about the big stage. Now we're headed towards that.
That's good.
We're gonna show out. We're gonna celebrate life. We're gonna celebrate the genius in our community. We are so unaware, I think, of how many geniuses we have amongst us. I think we so inundated with such negativity, distractions, and like downtrodden shit and spam that we are overlooking the fact that we are literally living in the midst of evolution. How many people, by show of hands, know that y'all are living in an evolution right now?
But
What a fucking time to be alive.
right.
Like, you're living in a boom. You're living in a paradigm shift. You're living in a time that will be talked about, written about, spoken about, asked questions about, Googled about, all type of things. Like, literally right now. I don't know where the hell this ship is going, but it's going somewhere. They said in November that they have a spaceship pulling up the size of 2 Manhattans and whatnot. And it's packed with some soul plane niggas. You know what I'm saying? Some soul plane niggas from the planet of Andromeda.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? That don't pay bills, you know what I mean? Late on all type of payments. You know, heard about some parties and you know what I mean? Got a lot of baby oil, you know what I'm talking about? And they are headed to this planet. You better watch out. Hide the kids, hide the dogs, learn to swim. You know what I mean? Whatever's coming, it doesn't matter because we're focused on what's already here. We could give a damn about it. It was always something headed here. Ever since I was young, something was headed to this planet. That doesn't matter anymore. Like, we got to deal with what's headed in our way when we walk out of this damn door. These fucking zombies and all of this crazy shit that's in these streets. When you hit the train, and homie, they had a couch on the train while he's rolling up his cigar and whatnot, decides to tell you how he feels about his time in Vietnam. Like, we got to worry about stuff like that. You know, we got to worry about why this rent is so damn high and how we going to live comfortably in the most expensive city on the planet. Give it up for yourselves. Clap it up, y'all. Clap it up. How many of y'all got OnlyFans? I'm not being nosy. I'm just saying that y'all resilient. Look, so out of the whole audience, we have 0 hands up. Meaning that what? Y'all are managing to pay your bills without showing flesh. You know what I'm talking about? That is honorable. Clap it up again for yourself. It's scary, the recession indicators and what it's pointing to. It's scary that the dog whistle that society is blowing right now, that so many people can hear, is that, yo, it's about to be fucked up, but guess what? You know, if you show a little flesh or cleavage, you can live in our world. That's who we're gonna let live. And then they're showing receipts. Understand that this is they're paying for this campaign. They have a PR team behind all of this stuff. When they drop OnlyFans receipts, when they talk about one girl got 48 million, the other girl got 60 million, that's a PR campaign that they are paying for with a publicist and blowing dog whistles. And it's one of the campaigns of many campaigns that have been going on way past the first time we saw Little Kim's poster for hardcore.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's been campaigns way before that, but we got to understand who's behind these campaigns and why these campaigns are so hypersexualized and why they always marketing to our lower selves and they always keeping ourselves distracted and stuck in our lower selves. To whereas when we think about manifesting and when we think about pulling ourselves out of these holes that we find ourselves in, or when we're thinking about solutions, we can't think about it from a higher plane, only from a lower perspective. So it's like, yo, what can I do strange for a piece of change to get out of this predicament? I had to leave New York to come back to see what I saw when I came back. I can't see you, the fish can't see the water when it's swimming in it. Right? You literally got to take it out the water. Then it's like, God damn, I was in that shit. What the fuck? What the helly? It's the Baby Shark with the helly edition. Right? But coming back into the city, I saw how they are putting a stranglehold and a noose around the necks of some very creative, very vibrant, very quote-unquote forward-thinking, generational, because this is multi-generational. I'm a 70s baby, right? So I've watched 4 generations come up after me, like 5 maybe. You know what I'm saying? People that I went to school with had kids, and they got kids. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's really generational out here. And I'm like, yeah, I see the play. They are, they're squeezing out the average working person out here. But I'm also seeing people winning out here that are utilizing a formula that we call the ant farm formula. And what the ant farm formula is that we could work together and achieve more than working individually. So the groups that are winning in New York that I noticed when I came back are the Africans of all nations, the Mexicans, the Indians, the Jews, the Goldilocks mostly, and the quote-unquote Caribbean family that utilize the susu and very strong on family, and our FBA brothers and sisters who didn't have the family broken, who still work with the multiple cousins, the aunties, the uncles, and stuff like that. The units are winning.
Asians too.
The Asians as well, right? The ones who say, if I come home at 3 a.m. from working at midnight, when I get up, the bed that I'm going to sleep in, the person who's sleeping in it got to get up for their shift to give me their bed. That's the cycle. That's the type of emotion, is the type that this city is running on right now. That's the winning formula. To whereas whatever the pot is of whatever the monthly bills is, it's never a burden because 10 people are putting in that pot daily, not weekly when a check come in. No, when they come in the door, they got the mouse with the waving hand, or they got the elephant with the coins around it, the cat with the waving hand, the gold cat with the waving hand. They got the gold elephant, or they got some brass, or they got a mask, right? Or the money tree, and they're dropping right there. Broop, 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 change out their pocket. Broop, broop. And then when it comes time to put the bills in to make sure the fridge is filled and the cabinets are filled for the Costco run, they're doing I call it the Big Meech formula, the BMF winning formula. What was the winning formula? He would invite about 50 of his friends over to they call it the space, the something space, the White House. They would have a bag, a money bag, and all of them would drop bricks of money in the bag. Then Meech would say, I'm gonna go in the club and give y'all this money when we in the club. So it always comes from one central person versus 20 of us going in the club, pulling out all of the money, trying to buy something. Give me the glory. You know what I mean? Let's all work on focusing on one person versus everybody, right? We make me the man, and then we all benefit off of that. So I'm in the club handing out bricks of money. It's your money anyway, but they don't know that. I got the lady coming, I got the bartender and them coming with 100 bottles. We already came in the spot with the 100 bottles. Y'all didn't know that though. We already cut a deal with the owner of the club and said that we're gonna come in with 100 bottles and they bar's gonna sell out because they come out with 100 bottles. So it's really about working the back engine, right? Making sure that your back engine is together, making sure that your back office, making sure that your backyard, right? Like they say, your house is in order, making sure that your engine is well oiled and your gears are well put together. So on the surface, right, your UX or whatever, your surface will begin to reflect that. You know? The way to win in New York, in my humble opinion, is going to have to be with a collective type of business model, utilizing the digital economy, right? Utilizing the power of the digital economy, the fact that you can have a parabolic wallet, like your money could grow exponentially, digitally, 10 times faster than it could in the old world of just hand-to-hand transactions and what we would call the 2D world. If anybody does any type of transaction or any type of business digitally, you have a digital wallet, you interact with PayPal, Shopify, Cash App, Zelle, any of these wallets, right? You will be able to realize that you receive money, right? Way frictionless than you did when you were receiving it hand to hand. I remember Granny would mail money. I remember that inside of the birthday card. Okay. I remember to tell how lucky me and Blue was by the weight of the envelope that Granny would send those 20s in. You understand? On some Ray Charles type of time. I could weigh out like, oh, we got 3 20s. Okay, we going shopping, right? But it was only on birthdays and holidays that Granny would send money in the mail. That's not something that we are used to. But they're sending money in your digital mail all day. The equivalent of what you're receiving in a Cash App, how many people, by a show of hands, receive that with Granny in the envelope, in the mail, along with the coins? Could it be like 25, 65, 25.65? How many times did Granny send you coins with the dollars and everything? Like, wait a minute, Granny, I'm sending you everything in my purse, even the pennies. It's like, you put the shake in the wallet, Granny? Don't you know that they can hear that? Right? So we get digital transactions way faster than we were getting physical. It's a whole formula going on. It's called a long tail. But it's just to say that the digital wallets grow parabolically. And the word parabolic, let's look that up. Because we didn't get a definition of the first word.
Entropy.
Yeah, can we get the definition, please? And then we're going to go to the singing bowls.
You want the entropy first?
Entropy first, please.
So we got a thermodynamic quantity representing the unavailability of a system's thermal energy for conversion into mechanical work, often interpreted as the degree of disorder or randomness in the system.
Yes.
Lack of order.
Lack of order.
Predictability. Gradual decline.
Gradual decline.
Into disorder.
Into disorder.
And information theory, a logarithmic algorithmic measure of the rate of transfer of information in a particular message or language.
So there are multiple definitions for entropy. The one that I was aiming at is something dying, right? The dollar bill, what they will call fiat, what they call dead presidents. Once we figured out that those presidents were dead, and that those presidents were not only dead, they were ritualists, Satanists, sadomasochists, owners of human beings and traffickers, it began to lose its value. Intrinsic value gone. This is what is considered to be a piece of paper. It has no life in it, to be honest with you. God did not create a dollar bill.
Right.
Okay? It's not on the list of things that the Most High created. The Most High did create gold, however. The Most High did create silver, copper, and all of the precious metals, but he did not create fiat. Man created that. Man created cryptocurrency. Okay? But on the path to gold, you're going to have to stand on cryptocurrency to get there. It's not going to be with fiat right now. The dollar's not worth. You will never get it with a dollar bill. It is going through what is known as entropy, and it's dying by the day. It is diminishing. It is a sinking ship. Now, the rising tide is digital money. Mainly, of course, the big kahuna would be Bitcoin, which is the anchor. And then you have now the USD, right? Which are the stable coins, the tether, right? However, there are multiple other coins. It is a class in and of itself. I just did an 8-hour master class on Friday in Brooklyn with Bitcoin Bully on Zoom, right? It's available right now. And we released an ebook called Pay Us in Crypto, which is a workbook. And the premise behind the workbook is this. Especially when it comes to things like cryptocurrency and whatnot. Who will consider themselves an expert in cryptocurrency right now? Show of hands. We want to just be honest. We're not capping tonight. We just want to be honest. How many? Right? Now, it's all good if that's not one hand raised, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't expect that to be of our community at the moment. Why? Because we didn't put it in a book. We've been talking about cryptocurrency for a very long time, but we didn't put a workbook together. We didn't put it in a book. What did Biggie say when he gave us the 10 crack commandments? What's happening?
Magnetized.
I wrote me a book.
Oh, the beginning.
I made me a manual, a step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on track, and that's your wig pushback. So what does he mean by that? We are a step-by-step kind of people. We have to open the page up, outline it, underline it,
Right?
highlight it, put a Bible verse, bookmark it, put the Bible verse book holder right in it, pray on it, read it, do the prayer, read it again, do the prayer twice, read it again, do the prayer 3 times, and then read it. We are a ritualistic type of people. When our modus operandi of learning cryptocurrency is only through our phone, digitally, right? We're exempt from remembering things, especially if it's something new. But we're not getting it through a book. We would retain it if it wasn't a workbook that we could work hands-on. Because how do we remember things? By doing it. We didn't know how to ride a bike, but then we rode it, and then we knew it, and then we couldn't forget it. We didn't know how to double dutch, and then we did it one day, and then we did it. We didn't know how to braid hair, but we did it twice. Now we doing it. So when it comes to moving crypto and how to flip it and how to get somebody to pay us, not work for it, not twerk for it, not bust your butt for it, because they're going to have us like we're on a chain gang for the cryptocurrency. Why? Because they have the data and they know we don't got it. And the ones who got it is never going to let you know that they got it. They're going to be wearing Old Navy. You know what I'm talking about? Flannels and flip-flops, face tats, and just chilling, smoking hookah pens. And they're not going to, because if they reveal themselves, they're fooled. If they ever reveal themselves in this reality that we're in, it's like being swimming in a sea of piranhas. They will torture you for your keys. They will tie. You know, there's stories. You don't get no flex for being in the hood saying I got mad bitcoins. There's no flex behind that. Everything that somebody's gonna do to help us will be anonymously through either a trust or through a phantom wallet or something. Nobody's gonna step up and claim it. You know what I mean? However, there are people out there, thousands of our people. We have a documentary that we're putting together called The Black Satoshis. And the Black Satoshis are brothers and sisters who own the biddies, the bitcoins, and they are living a life of secrecy. You know, they're living a life of quote unquote, you know, they're not hiding out and whatnot, but they're living a great life though. I want to know what their life is like. Yo, you bought 1,000 bitcoins in 2008, son?
Right?
Like, what's your plans like? What's your combo? Son, like, what does it sound like? You know what I'm talking about? We want to pick you up and see how your rent sounds. Like, excuse me, ma'am. Are you mixed with Bitcoin? No. Do you want to be? You know what I mean? Like, what's your icebreaker? What's your conversation? Because you can talk about 100 years from now. Confidently. You could speak about your great, you could talk that generational wealth talk. You could be like, my grandchildren's grandchildren is right. I got 5,000 of them things. I bought them when they was under $1. I bought them when I was selling drugs, and they was telling me in order to work on the dark web in the Silk Road, you had to use bitcoins. Remember that, guys? I bought it from the bodega. I turned $100 into 5,000 of them, just trying it out, and then forgot about it. Like, there's people literally running around, really living good, like just waiting. You know what I mean? Patiently. So they have something to look forward to. But they're having society in a sense where there are people who will willingly profess on Instagram, like it here, right? And I'm not saying anything is judgmental about that statement, right? However, I can somewhat, that sentiment, I could somewhat identify where that place of where that sentiment might be coming from. That might be coming from a place of lack.
Right.
Okay? And that place of lack might be a place of perception, meaning that once the perception changes, that place or that station changes as well. So what that means is sometimes what we see as lack is all in our mind.
Facts.
It's our perception of how we see ourselves. It's our perception of what we see in front of us. It's similar to a farmer being in the field and whatnot, being, I don't got no yield and whatnot, but directly underneath his feet in the mycelium network is a whole harvest getting ready to sprout. It's all perspective, right? So many of our people are like, oh my goodness, we don't have. What happened to us? What's going on with us? Because remember, our communities are intricately blended now. So people that just woke up last week is in the same room with people that woke up 10 years ago. So people that are just going through that, oh my goodness, what happened to us? What? They did what? Shay Whitey? You know what I'm saying? What? They owe us money? You know what I mean? People are going through their shock era. They're going through that phase of angry phase. They're going through that phase of unplugging and, oh, imagine throwing water on somebody at 6 a.m. and it's cold. They're going to be like a raging bull in a china shop. So, and then they're sitting amongst somebody who went through the dark night of the soul, who lost everything and got it back and lost it again. And it's cool with don't want it. Gave it away. Didn't lose it. Got what? Had nothing, got everything, lost it, got it back, and then gave it away. That's chilling. Like, what's up? You need something? You want me to get it for you? You know what I mean? There's people living that type of reality. You know, and that is a telltale sign of maturity. That is a telltale sign of this journey that we're on that they call the hero's journey. If it's beating you up and if it's pressure and if it's quote unquote putting you through the ringer and whatnot, then you're doing something right. Why do I say that? Because the same conversation that I will go to the quote unquote mountains where the Buddhist monks are at, they will give us the same conversation. What? It's stressful, it's strenuous, it's painful, it's lonely. Sometimes I'm sitting in a position and I want to move, but I can't. Sometimes I'm being placed in a certain situation where I'm feeling pressure and it's really burning me up, but I'm stuck on a mission and I have a purpose and I have an intention and a will to make it. These are all part of our journey.
Facts.
And nobody is going to hold your hand on your journey. They'll console you, and hopefully you'll find somebody who can walk with you. And even more, you'll have a guide, like a shaman, who is sort of like an elder to you. You know what I mean? Because on your hero journey, everyone is assigned one. You might have met one and turned one down, not knowing it was your assignment. You might have gone on the balloon show and popped a balloon on your assignment because they was wearing Mexican Jordans. But that was your assignment. You was not supposed to date that person. Y'all wasn't supposed to smack bellies and whatnot. That wasn't your assignment. That was this assignment was there for something completely different. Right? Even the attraction that you had with your assignment, that attraction was something like a magnetic charge meant to pull something out of you, right? Because only a magnet could pull something that's hidden inside of you, out of you. Similar to when you meet a shorty and they like, yo, I see God in you. And you be like, where? See who? And Their magnetic pull to wherever that God is hidden inside of you is so strong that they do a chisel job. They almost like how they working on the streets with the jackhammer, and they do such a job to break that mold and pull whatever that hidden person, whatever that quote unquote God or goddess is, to the forefront. Their magnetism, with the charm that they have, their beauty, whatever you would do to change to be with that person, that's all magnetism. This is what humans possess. This is a natural primal force. You don't have to have a tax bracket. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to even know how to speak a language to have that force. So that's why being amongst one another is so important, especially when you're on a certain type of vibrational frequency. That is very important. We cannot sleep on the vibration. So with that being said, it is a perfect segue to go to our sister Kafunya, who is the queen of the vibrations and the vibrational frequency. And she is going to raise up the vibes both in the YouTube land and also in the IRL world and the real world amongst the family. Clap it up for yourselves and clap it up for Sister Kafunya. Y'all can do better than that. Let me get it's amazing. You need the mic?
Yeah, just for a minute, and I need the lights to be dimmed.
Dim them lights, man. Turn the lights down low.
Is that good?
Get your hands out my pocket.
Yeah. Greetings, everyone. Raising your frequency in this time with all the portals being open in the month of August is very, very vital right now, because even for myself, I am very low key when it comes to my solar return, because I think it's a very private matter. But the universe had a different energy for me where I was celebrated, and that felt good coming from people who are in my soul family, people who I don't even know, was clapping it up and giving praise, and I sent out messages saying thank you for honoring me, and thank you, and I thank myself for honoring myself, because we all come here with these gifts, and I believe and I know the reason why this is happening is because I've been focusing on different frequencies, different people talking about how we need to talk to ourselves, how the cells listen to every single thing that we say and do. It is very, very vital for us. If a certain frequency or thought comes to you and it's not loving to you, you have to flip that immediately, because thoughts travel. You know, there's no boundaries for thoughts. And especially when you know in the quantum field, and I've seen the quantum field because I went on a spiritual retreat called Vipassana, where you don't talk to nobody for 11 days. It's completely no talk, and I was put in a cell that was pure darkness. You couldn't see your hand in front of you, and that was a couple of moons ago. And you know, just being in that state and then seeing the quantum field for like a millisecond, I saw it. I was sitting on the edge, looking into that field, and it keeps on coming back to me. Kafunya, remember when you were at the silent retreat and you had that vision crystal clear? Whew! And so, by listening every rise before I reach for that cell phone, I have to set my day. I set my day, and I know that I'm not here to struggle. I know that. And it's because of the program that we have received through so-called Christianity that we got to die and go to heaven, when heaven is right here, right now. So your thoughts They really do create your reality. What you speak, the power of the tongue, you can speak either life or you can speak unlife. It's up to you because you know you got that free will. And with free will comes consequences. So what you're going to do, you have the opportunity to raise the frequency, as Ralph Smart would say, to the cat down the road. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to close our eyes, or you can open them if you want to, and about what you want to bring in this reality, because it's already here. It's just that you have to line yourself up with it. You know what I'm saying? Line yourself, get in alignment. Yeah, you're going to have some backsliding and whatnot, but once you overstand and you go within yourself, you go within yourself, because the only way out is within. So even with my own works, you know, it's just like, wow, okay, Kafridia, let's go. What's next? What's this? What's that? You know what I'm saying? And what Red Pill was talking about, that fiat, even though it's going through its demise in this land, over in Africa, and even in the Caribbean, your dollar be stretching. Okay? So let's get in alignment. Let's close our eyes. Let's have our palms up. You can even take your shoes off so you can get grounded. And just because you don't hear the sounds of the bowls, they still are vibrating like that whistle, dog whistle that you don't hear, but it be going on. And think about what you want to bring into this reality, because it's already there waiting for you. Can I get an ashe? Ashe. Get a louder ashe? Ashe. Yeah, so the people in the IRL can hear you and the YouTube vibe. So give thanks and praise as we begin. I want you to think about, remember, thoughts create reality. I want you to think about what you want to bring into this reality. Don't think about what you don't want, because if you think about what you do want and you think about what you don't want, it cancels everything out. So you focus on that, and like Bruce Lipton also says, you've got to write down what you want in order to get it.
That's right.
All right? So here we go. We're going to do a couple of deep breaths. We're going to hold it. We're going to breathe in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to do a cycle of 3. And I will chime in every time we're supposed to inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And hold. Inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale through the mouth. Hold. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale through the mouth. Hold. Listen to the wave.